All right, part two. I inherited a helper. This is Brenya. Can you say hi, Brenya? She woke up right when I paused the first video. So I just got finished telling my story about the collection I just recently bought. Opening 87 Donruss blisters. Spoiler alert if you're watching part two before you watch part one. I just did 2 blisters, and the best card I got was a Nolan Ryan base, and the best rookie I got was Dave Cone, I think. So we got to do a lot better than that. Can't possibly do worse, right? We did get 2 Canseco's in the same pack. That was fun. Yeah, that's good. Huh. Yeah, are you going to wave now? Say hi. Be really cool if you did. But you can just watch and look cute too. So, collections that were really fun to buy and go through, or that turned out to be great deals. I know I have at least a couple more. Right now, one is coming to mind, and it's the biggest. It's worth noting that I'm not a big spender on stuff like that, stuff like this. These were a good buy. They're marked $5. The local card shop, I'm getting them for $3. So I figured $3 for 5 packs worth is great for nostalgia, for fun, easy rips like this. So here's probably my best collection buy. I was looking on Facebook Marketplace. I was out of town or somehow tied up over this weekend, Roger Clemens. But there was a garage sale with a bunch of cards. Tom Seaver, good pictures. And I remember looking at it, and this is probably 3 years ago, before the big boom of cards of unopened. A lot of unopened boxes were like $5 for a box of 89 Donruss, $5 to $10, 90 Donruss, $5, really. So I didn't see anything major in the pictures I saw, but it looked like a lot of cards. It looked like a lot of unopened boxes. The best one I saw was 91 Stadium Club football with a chance at Favre rookies. So I thought that would be fun to open. It was like a 45-minute drive for me, and like I said, I'm pretty sure I was busy. So I was like, I can't really drive that far for not knowing what is there. And prices, I can't remember what he was asking. I want to say he was asking $15 or $20 per box, whatever it was. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on this. So what I did was that Sunday night or whatever, I messaged and said, hey, I wanted to come out to your sale but couldn't make it. Do you have anything left? And he's like, oh yeah, I got a ton of stuff. I sold some. Can I see a picture of what you got left? And he sent me a similar picture to what I had already seen, but I still saw that Stadium Club box. And I think he even had reposted the ad, or maybe he just told me privately, Eddie Murray, that he had a whole bunch of stuff, probably enough that would take a couple trips, and that he would sell everything that was left for $300. Eric Davis. And this is true. I never had spent or have spent even $200. I have a hard time scraping up $100 to spend on cards usually. And if I want to, I sell something. I sell Magic cards or sports cards or whatever. And then I can justify spending on cards that I already have a million of, like 87 Donruss. Yeah. Dave Winfield. So I was like, tell you what, I can't do 300. I've got, a sizable rig, but it sounds like you've got more cards than I can carry. How about I give you 150 and I'll take what I want or what I can fit in my card. Don Sutton, Hall of Famer, but not a big one. Dale Murphy. And he didn't seem to love that, but I don't think he got any other offers. Still nothing. This is crazy. And so eventually he said, you know what, if you can come up with, I think it took him a couple days. If you can come up with 150, yeah, you can basically take what you want. So I got there. When I got there, it looked a lot better than I had anticipated. There was a lot of cards. There was something like 50 unopened wax boxes, so right there, I'm pretty good. Hey, you can't be that noisy. And some of them were basketball, which was just starting to kind of rise. Bruce Benedict, Steve Trout. There we go. Will Clark, our first decent hit. Our first hit even requiring... Not so noisy. Can you talk quiet? Say hi with your hands. First chance to even use a penny sleeve. So I loaded up the car. I started with all the unopened wax. I started that pack over. Oops. And and then I started just going to boxes, and it looked like boxes of commons. There were some boxes that were complete sets, but it was mostly stuff like 90 Donruss. So I just was loading up my car, and it was starting to get kind of full, but I could definitely keep sticking boxes. Like I was carrying big box, with a whole bunch of boxes in it, put it in a seat. Big box. I was out of spaces to put big boxes, but I could have kept taking smaller boxes and shoving them on top of spaces and this and that. And the guy finally was like, I think that's enough. White gun, which is kind of silly because we had agreed on, 150 bucks, I take what I want. But at the same time, I also knew I was getting such a great deal because it was a lot better than I expected to see. And, for my 45-minute drive or whatever. Randy Myers. Still not great. A Will Clark. Whew. We need one of the big ones. We need Barry Bonds, Maddox, McGuire, Bo I would actually like the most because I've been ripping a bunch of these and I only got one Bo so far and I got two of all the others. So I got home. Boy, I had so much fun that night. That first night categorizing. I obviously didn't dig through everything, but I was able to categorize what wax boxes there were unopened and then like what sets there were and go through. And here's the basics of it. I had 50 some boxes. There was a Stadium Club football box. There was quite a few early 90s basketball boxes. Like there was a Hoops box, a Fleer box. I think these were like Shaq rookies. There was a Fleer Ultra box. Oh, there was two Fleer Ultra boxes that were a good year with I should know what it is. There's a Jordan insert that's like $1,000 if it's in good shape. I want to say it was 92, 93 Fleer, or maybe 93, 94. Karl Malone was on Series 1. So I had a box each of Series 1 and 2. And they were going together, at that time even, both of them together were like $300. But it was hard to find a buyer. So I had put them up and wasn't able to sell them for anywhere near what they were worth. They just sat there and sat there. And there's Bo. I called my shot on that one. All right, we got a Bo Jackson. Good job, baby. Give me a high five. High five. No, she says, no way. All right, we got Bo. That's awesome. So anyway, unfortunately, I ended up ripping those boxes. And I pulled, it was Scoring Kings. I pulled a David Robinson Scoring Kings, which is good. But in order to actually make it worth opening, I would have had to pull the Jordan. But I had so much fun. There ended up being a complete set of 89 Upper Deck, so there's a Griffey rookie. It was just a lot of cards. I had like 10 sets of 90 Donruss, which I ended up selling for like $5 each in collections. I do kind of smallish collections where I get $50 or whatever back and just sell off a small portion of that. Reggie Jackson. Maybe I'll get another good one, even in the same grouping with Bo. Let's find out. Or actually, I got two more out of this box. Ooh, Ken Griffey Sr. Mike Witt, Mike Scott. How about that? Mark McGuire. Bo and McGuire in the same. I just called that one too. Maybe I'll get two. I've never done that. I've never hit two of the big cards, the big four. Or even including Barry Larkin. Bad corner on that one, but I really don't care. In the same little pack. Where was I? Griffey, Witt, Scott, Bosio, Kurfeld, Herbeck, and Bruce Ruffin. That was great. All right, now I'm like all caught up. Now I'm good. Golden. So that was probably the best thing I've ever bought. And I actually was a little tempted to contact the guy and try and go back for all the stuff I couldn't fit in my car, because I probably would have been able to fill up my car the whole nother full time for another 100. But I had picked all the stuff I thought was the best. But there were boxes, and I took all the wax. There were boxes and boxes of sets and things like that. So there might have been more 89 Upper Deck sets. Who knows? Or Select. That was great. And I wasn't trying to rip the guy off or whatever. This was 3 years ago, and nobody was buying cards. I was like, I would be the only one local responding to cards. This was pre-COVID, and COVID hit, and now you can't find hardly anything. So that was a blast. In fact, I was rewatching a video that I did like this just today. I rewatched a video where I was ripping some cards, and I was complaining about how I had bought a collection, not a collection, it was a small lot. And when I got there, it was much worse than I expected. And I was complaining because I spent $50 on like 75, 86 Fleer basketball cards with 2 Dominique rookies. But I thought it was going to be a lot better, because it turned out every 86 Fleer card was pictured, and there were no more in the collection than what I knew I was getting, which was not a bad deal, but it wasn't great either. Tony Gwynn, Wally Joyner, Diamond King, if I didn't already show that. Randy Myers. That wasn't as good, but the first 2 were awesome. So that actually turned out to be a great deal too. I got a set starter of 86 Fleer basketball for $50. At the time, you could buy the entire set minus Jordan for about $200 though. So I never pulled the trigger on that. I wish I would have, of course. Okay, one more. This is my last chunk of 87 Fleer. So, or 87 Donruss. Let's hope we get one more nice little rookie. Bobby Thigpen, good believer. What else do I have for a good? So here's another good story about pre-COVID when nobody was responding to ads except me. Jamie Moyer, rookie, not horrible. This is about another one where it was like about a 45-minute drive. This guy was asking a very reasonable $10 per wax box. Will Clark again. So, okay, cool. Ended up with 2 Will Clarks, Bo, McGuire. Took me 4 of those to get that, but cool. So this guy had a massive amount of wax boxes, over 100, from 87 to 92, I think. So he had some 87 tops only. Lots of 88 Fleer, a couple boxes of 89 Fleer. Those were the best. 14 boxes of 89 Donruss. So he was asking a very reasonable $10 a box, but I wasn't going to pay that, especially bulk. I was basically saying, will you do $5 a box? And we kind of went back and forth, and he eventually said he'd do $5 a box if I pick out 20 boxes. So I was getting him $5 a box and picking out my favorite 20. So cool. I picked out the 4 89 Fleer boxes. A couple of them turned out to be searched. I want to say one of them turned out to be a good error box with Billy Ripken. A couple searched and one that was a corrected box. That's what I think. Okay, on to 86 Donruss. Canseco rookie would be the money. I just got these today. Don't need anything out of here. It was a pretty good buy, so I thought I haven't been able to rip something fun other than 87 Donruss in a long time, so I'm going for it. So anyway, I went and bought 20 boxes for $5 each. Pretty happy with that. Had a lot of fun. The guy contacted me like 2 weeks later and said, I think what he said is, I'm moving next week. I haven't had anybody else interested in any of these cards. If you want to come back out, I'll give you, for $100, you can take all the rest of them. And I think there were more than 50 wax boxes. It was mostly the stuff I had passed on the first time, but still. Gary Carter, 50 boxes for $100. Pete Rose Diamond King. That's my best card out of the first pack. Ooh, Bryn, calm down, baby. I'm going to have to cut this pretty soon because she's getting wiggly. Yeah. So I ended up with all in all, I ended up with over 100 wax boxes from that guy for about, I want to say I spent 200. I think I spent 100 once and 100 the next time. So that was awesome, man. That gave me ripping fun for like a year. Well, probably a month because I was pretty aggressive. And that might, I still feel like I'm missing one really nice one. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. This one was really fun. Roy Smith, Jackie Gutierrez, Manny Trillo, Gary Carter. I got the same pack going here, don't I? Michelle McLemore. I do. I'm going to get that Pete Rose Diamond King. All right, interesting. 2 packs in a row were the same. So here's this one. Readjust for just a second. Hi, baby. I'm going to sit up and bounce or something. Look, say hi. So this is what this one was. The picture showed a bunch of unopened packs and a bunch of individual cards that looked like commons, you know, a row of commons or whatever. It was $25, and you could tell from the picture that there was some damage. Something looked weird, and I'm not sure. I couldn't put my finger on it at that point, but something looked weird about them and not right. But it was $25, and sitting right on top of the box was either 2 or 3 89 Upper Deck packs, which were going for, I don't know, $5, $6, $7, $8 at that time or something. I kind of felt like, you know what? Those 3 packs might cost me $25, and so I get the rest of it for free. I'm definitely going to snag these. And I remember feeling like I could see what some of the other packs were. Like I knew there was some like 90 Pro Set football, the green packs with the plastic wrapper. So I was like, okay, nothing super exciting there. I got there, I picked up the card, I picked up this lot. I brought them home, and I could tell the first part while I was picking them up. But I brought them home and started digging, and it was both incredibly amazing beyond what you could imagine and incredibly horrible beyond what you could think. And here's why. These boxes of cards were clearly in a fire. But when I dug through them, all those packs, rows of packs that you couldn't tell what they were, there were over 50 89 Upper Deck packs and like 24 89 Score football packs, most of which were damaged to the point of being almost hard to open the pack, and you're peeling cards off of each other. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so much fun and yet such heartache. And I went through a stack of 90 Leaf like this, about that thick. And I was going common, 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 common. Not even a Tony Gwynn or a Wade Boggs. And all of a sudden at the very bottom, like 3 cards left, Frank Thomas. I couldn't believe it. Beautiful condition. Wasn't touched by the fire. That was the only good single that I can remember. But all those Upper Deck packs, there were over 100 wax packs total, and the vast majority were 89 Upper Deck or 89 Score football. In the end, I like this card. Vince Coleman, Willie McGee, Fleet Feet. In the end, I got one Griffey Jr. out of the Upper Deck, and it was relatively undamaged. It was not damaged by the fire. Oddly, it was damaged by being like squashed with the printing press or something. Wasn't horribly damaged, but it wasn't great. But I pulled a Ken Griffey Jr. That's the only one I've pulled since I was a kid. Andre Dawson. Waiting for a decent rookie. It doesn't have to be Ken Seiko, but there's a few other rookies in 86 Donruss. I'm going to have to put her down, I think, and let her do something else for a minute. Do you want to go play? So I'm going to open a few more packs, whatever I got left here. Might be just 2. Score out of that lot yielded some good stuff, but it did not have, even though it was 2/3 of a box, it did not have a Barry Sanders or a Troy Aikman. Even still, those are like 25 bucks. They were 25 bucks a pack today. So that's it. That is my story for my most fun, most unique, most interesting collections I've bought. I kind of still do the same thing. I search every once in a while. That lot I bought last week that I talked about in the first part of this video is the first time in a good couple years, I feel like, that I've seen anything really worth getting into. Downing, Rod Carew. I like Rod Carew. So I'm not gonna talk anymore about that. I'm just gonna enjoy opening a few packs here. But man, I love picking up collections, digging through. The hunt is half the fun. That's how I've got Cal Daniels, most of my collection. Because usually my goal if I'm buying a collection is this. I make an offer based on what I can see. I don't assume, generally speaking, now this last one was an exception. Generally speaking, I don't assume there's anything good that I can't see in the picture. So I make my offer based on what I can see, and then I hope for something good. And my offer is usually this. I want to be able to get my money back after taking the time to dig through and pulling out any cards I might want to keep. That's how I generate the number that I'm going to offer on a collection. I want to know that I can break even and keep the cards I want and hope that there's more good stuff than what I can see. This has been ugly with the 86 Donruss. I've got a bunch more packs. I bought 40 packs. My hope is to save them. My brother's going to be in town. His Fleet Feet again. My brother's going to be in town in a month, and I thought he'd have some fun opening packs with me. I'm down to just 2 packs, though. 186, 183 tops. And I'd like to have at least 186 to, Paul O'Neill. That'd be sweet. I've opened more 86 Donrusses that are searched than that aren't searched. But the lady I bought this from promised me, she seemed pretty legit, that they were from a display box, a big, huge, what do those have, 216 packs or something, that she's never touched. So hopefully they're legit. If I get through 40 packs and don't get a Canseco or an O'Neill, I will question that. Bert Blyleven, Jim Morrison of the Doors, Tony Fernandez, Jerry Kuzma. God, I'd love to have his rookie card. Wallach, that was ugly. That was pretty bad, but it was only, 6 packs. A couple stars. I don't think they were searched. We'll see. I'm going for it. 83 tops. Okay. Collections that I got. I do have a good story about 83 tops. I was pretty sure I'd never get to open an 83 tops pack again because now they're super expensive. They're like 25 bucks a pack today. The collection, or not collection, but the packs I bought from this lady today, pretty good deal. And then she said, plus I'll throw in an 83 tops pack. So here it is. I get to open one. But I do have an 83 tops story. And that is I was at the local card show again a few years ago before the big explosion. I saw this dealer had a box of 86 tops just sitting there getting no attention whatsoever. It looked like it was close to a full box. I said, how much are those? He said, well, $5 a pack. And I thought, even at that point, I think on Baseball Card Exchange, they were like probably $8 a pack, I'm guessing. I knew even $5 was a pretty good deal. But I was probably going to buy a few packs. But I was like, well, what do you want for the whole box? And he said, I don't know, 60. And I was like, okay, here's 60 bucks. I don't know if he just didn't really do the math and just was like, sure, I'll take them. So I paid 60 bucks. I got home and it was 34 packs. So 32 packs. So the top layer of packs was missing, but the rest of the box was complete. I had a blast that day. I pulled a Sandberg and I pulled what's the other one? Sandberg and Not Gwyn. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. The other big rookie from that year. Sandberg and Gwyn. Wow. Boggs. Sandberg and Boggs. I did not get a Gwyn. So, this is probably my last chance at a Gwyn. Tom Brennan, Mike Gates, Sid Mongi, Dave Steeb, Randy Martz, Craig Reynolds, Jim Clancy, Fred Lynn. Not much to write home about yet. Halfway through. Dwight Bernard, Ron Say, Rusty Staub, Britt Burns, Ron Davis, Detroit Tigers, and Gene Garber. Whew. And that's why I don't want to pay 25 bucks a pack for these. That was brutal. That was a real bad pack. So I hope you enjoyed my story time. My 87 Donruss were pretty good on this break, but all things considered, if you just took 45 minutes to watch these two videos, you're probably kind of disappointed if you didn't like my stories. I'm Bradu. Special guest Brenya was here for a bit. She had to take off, had other things to do. This is my first video in over a year. Fought cancer last year, so had some time off. Haven't been buying many cards with the price increases, but so it's good to rip some stuff, and hopefully I'll do some more if I can find more packs. Otherwise, it's back to the drawing board. See you guys.